We will just look at these points quickly, and then we are done. So let's try to look. If you remember, we started to do something we saw in the definitions called as operations. If you see here, these are operations, and we created one alert test, alert name operation that I told you, right? So we were trying to do this process, for which we need to log in into our Jaguar application. So we logged in into Jaguar, and in the Jaguar, first step is to define any employee. You have to define an employee who will perform this alert operation. So let's go to employee management, here, definitions, employees. If you come here, you will see here that I have just defined one employee, new employee. It's me. And you can see it's the company, it's department, division, everything is defined here, but this is all automatically done. What you need to just do is just click on new, and we can add even now a new employee. This is the code, and maybe I can add a new employee, maybe as Anuj, and I should give a surname Sharma. Oh, it's okay. Let's do it like that. And what we have here is just give a company, division, and give a unit, generic unit, give a department. Okay, so all fields are done. Enter data. So this is done. And I mentioned that one of the most important thing that you need to consider in alert operations is that you have to define, you have to give a user, you have to define a user to this employee. Like for this employee, the user can be admin. We just took an admin, and he has the admin capabilities now. So now what we have to do, it's done pretty much. You just need to save it. You save it, and your employee will be added. As I already have one admin here, so I'm not saving this, and this is how it's going to look like. Your employee will come here with its employee number, name, surname, and everything. Okay, so now what I need to do is I need to create an alert. I need to create an alert operation. Because why we do this alert operation? Because I told you sometimes you need to do some tasks which are time based. Like you can define certain amount of time that I want to do this task every 15 minutes or every 1 month or something like that. So the server will work accordingly, right? So whatever you will define in that alert method, that method will run accordingly. So what we need to do now after having employee is to go to process management. Process management. In process management, if you open definitions, task definitions, you will see alerts. Just go to alerts, and here it's not coming anything right now because I defined something, but due to my filters I can't see those things right now. But if I do my archive as all and my status as all, I will see my thing, because yeah, you can see here this is already defined here. I just created this because you are not able to see it because this is, you can see the check mark on run one time, so it is just starting and finishing at the same time. So it's just one time process. So if I unmark this and I want to select now my rules or whatever you say, like the time period, so you can select like I want it like after every year month, and or every month or something. So if you write here which month, like if I write one, maybe or if I like year, you can see here after every year it's showing me the time period that it will be run at, you know. So it will run at this time period every year. Did you get the point? So this is how you can define it, and when you save it, you will be getting all like this itself, and it is saving right now. And after save, when the time period will come, which method will be running is our alert operation sample. Whatever will be inside the alert operation sample, it will run. So here we defined one class called alert operation sample. In this alert operation sample, what we have is this is the main thing, the main code which will be running. It is calling the remote method. We just created a remote method, if you remember, CSRV. And what is this CSRV doing? CSRV is calling this method called echo message. It's calling echo message method. So I can find this echo message method. What is it printing? And if you see in the remote service, where's our remote service class? You have to open the remote service class. Remote services. You will see here some echo. It's here. This is the method that it will be calling, echo message, and it will print only this. Whatever you will write here, it will print periodically according to your time. Okay. So this was a review about alert operations. This is the way you can create periodically whatever you want to do. So this is alert operations. Another thing we want to do is, sometimes I want to mention that sometimes when you upgrade your Jaguar sets, some forms doesn't come up properly. So what you need to do is, like when you upgrade any set, you can upgrade your form as well. You can just click on the form of your project and upgrade your form from here. If you press upgrade form, then it will be upgraded. Your form will be upgraded. So it will have the new fields that has been defined for that set, for that particular form. So it will work properly in that way then. Okay. So what we covered today in today's session was, I'll just give you a review quickly. It's like I'm not going to show you everything, I'm going to just say it for now. Like, we started with the course project. We developed all the tables, all the forms, and all the queries and objects for all these modules that I showed you. And I told you about some methodologies, what you need to take care of while you're making a project, while creating your tables and while creating your forms, what you have to follow. And we talked about some of the fields, like we talked about lookups, we talked about how you can define the edit fields, how you should define your edit object for your form, so that you can get the capabilities of your object in your form. And we talked about also how we can create from form to our XML file. We talked about upgrade of the version, and we also talked about extensions, like how you can create an extension from an already existing form. And then we talked about initializers, we talked about finalizers. I showed you definitions. In every project you have these definitions. In definitions we have this remote services that we talked about. We did operations, initializers, finalizers, and that's pretty much like what we had planned for today. So tomorrow we will be carrying on with the most important part is the web services that we can do, and we will carry on with controllers and some small more things that I need to tell you. Then we are pretty much done with our training about basic training about the technical part of LPT, like how you can develop a project. So see you guys in tomorrow's session. Thank you so much for watching, and you can always find the recording on our YouTube channel on Logo International Support. Thank you.